Have you heard of someone called Simon, madam, who lived in the property?
Oh, yeah.
Simon says, stand up and listen to Judge Rinder. I moved out the day that Jessie moved in, and we stayed in contact. I quickly realised, after I moved in, that she would be a difficult landlady. She didn't like me using the address of her property on my driving licence or bank statements, nor did she agree that I should get post delivered to the address. She blamed me for breakages I could not have possibly done. Locks on the front door, a broken kettle, etc. We once had a big argument, and afterwards, she broke my egg slicer. Who has an egg slicer after 1972? Simon. There you are. She also would enter my room when I wasn't there. Marjorie once even told me she was uncomfortable with my sexuality, I am gay, so she asked me to move out. She also told me I smelt. You have to respond to that. It may or may not be true. Did you say that?
Yeah, he had an odour about him, like, you know, things, you know, smelled really old. The whole house smelled as he walked past, and even the room. So I did open the room, and he never cleaned nothing. It was dusty, like, you know. And then he said to me, oh, I was picking on him because he was gay and that. And I said, yeah, that's right, just to make him stop.
Did you express discomfort at his sexuality because he was gay?
I joked with him because he was...
Did you tell him that he smelt?
I did say to him, what was that smell? His clothing, like he used to say, oh, because he said why, he told me why.
Were you uncomfortable about renting your property or room to somebody who was either gay, lesbian or transgender?
No, it was his smell that was getting to me.
When I went to move out in June, she tried to keep my deposit because I had dropped a spoon under the washing machine, which she claimed I had broken, so would have to pay for a replacement, £200 out of my deposit. There was nothing wrong with the machine. I started court proceedings, and she did not comply. After a few months of her not agreeing to go to court, there began a bailiff's order, and I finally got my money back from her. Madam, what I am troubled by is at the start of these proceedings, I asked you a very direct question, and I know you're an intelligent person, which was whether or not you had had any legal issues or wranglings with a previous tenant, and you said no.
That's right, because this matter
Here, talking, I have somebody who showed up with a bailiff. You lied to me, madam, correct?
Yeah, but the matter was resolved. I paid the money.
To a bailiff?
No, to the thing, the court, the summons court, where he wanted his money back.
How much are you claiming for?
£400. We came to a negotiation that I would pay half of my final month of rent, £400 for March, and she would give me half of my deposit back. The reason I agreed to that was because I thought if I lost £400, which I thought was perhaps a certainty, given the history, that it was better than losing £800.
Understood.
But he didn't want to pay me for the March rent.
Yes, and what he said to you was keep the deposit. You've got it anyway. You haven't put it in a tenancy deposit scheme, so you're not at a loss. Just keep the £800. You can have that as rent, and I will walk away scot-free. That was your first offer, correct?
That was correct.
Understood. Why didn't you accept that, madam?
Because that was not what he said to me when we spoke about this. He's got his text and then talking to me saying a different thing.
Hi, Marjorie. I've just transferred in your account £400 for my final month of rent. This is half of my usual rent payment of £800 as we agreed on Monday. As you hold my security deposit of £800 in your bank account, you should use half of this, £400, to make up the remainder of this month's rent and return the final £400 of my security deposit when I move out on the 28th of March, as we discussed. Thanks again for your willingness to accept this agreement. Did you get a response from Marjorie?
I did not get a response.
Well, having looked at that message, do you disagree with any of the contents of it?
Yeah, because I told him that I would give him 400. The fact that he never paid me no payment August to last year when he went away, why doesn't it take that into consideration?
Do you agree that you came to a concluded view that you return £400?
Yes, I agreed to this.
Talking, part of that would be talking.
Yeah.
Part of that would be your determination, your assessment of the room. Do you believe the room was in a satisfactory condition?
No, it wasn't.
Understood. Your claim is for £400 for the return of the deposit.
That's right.
Do you wish to amend your claim, bearing in mind the money has not been put in the tenancy deposit scheme and claim for egregious damages in this case? Yes or no? Yes, how thoughtful. Now, you have a counterclaim. What's the first part of your claim for, madam?
Is 800 for rent, August 2018.
Thank you very much. This was the period where Jesse left his property at the house, yes, and where you agreed he could leave it there without paying rent. Why do you now say that he owes you the rent, therefore?
I'm disappointed because of the fact that, you know, the damage that he did. I would have given him the £400 like agreed. The fact that I feel he's taken advantage, not, you know, listened to me. Like, even now, he said things like, I'm a funny landlord, like, really, he doesn't like my company, saying that I entered the room, I did this, I did that, which I feel
To be clear,
bad.
the £800, I can understand why that's upset you, madam. Just to be clear then, and it might be this is the case, this £800 is what's called a retaliatory claim. In other words, you don't especially think you have a legal case, but in effect, it's a tit for tat. As far as you're concerned, if he's going to sue you for this £400, you're jolly well going to sue him for the August money. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Understood, thank you. Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.